Here we are gonna explain to you all about 14 special terms of separating without heating.
Let us introduce our group members that consists of 4 members.
My name is Muhammad Isna Habib Mustafa.
My name is Deliana Aprila Dwi Lintang.
My name is Widina Fitiana.
I'm Indri. Do you know what is separation process? The separation process is a method that converts a mixture or solution of chemical substances into 2 or more distinct product mixtures. At least one of results of the separation is enriched in one or more of the source mixture's constituents. In some cases, a separation may fully divide the mixture into pure constituents. Separations exploit differences in chemical properties or physical properties, such as size, shape, mass, density, or chemical affinity, between the constituents of a mixture. A separation is divided into 2. There are by heating and without heating.
In this unit, we will talk about 14 special terms. There are size classification, Grizzly, Sieve, Sedimentation, Thickener, Filtration, filter cloth, filter press, Filtrate, filter cake, continuous filter, Centrifuge, Cyclone Separator, and gas scrubber.
Size classification. Basic knowledge for separating material without heating according to the material size. The process of separating granular or powdered materials into batches of large, intermediate, and small particles. Large lumps of coal or ore, for example, can be separated from smaller ones by letting the material slide down a chute composed of parallel bars of metal. Grizzly, for large pieces of material using a size classification device for large lumps or solids. It consists of inclined metal bars with spaces between them. Any material smaller than the space between the bars will fall through. Larger sizes slide to the end of the grizzly where they are collected. It may be shaken to help move the lumps along, and several may be used in series. Sieve, for small particles using a size classification device made of white cloth or perforated sheet metal. When the sieve is shaken, small particles fall through the openings and larger particles remain on top. Sieves made of white cloth are commonly called screens. Materials may be passed through a series of sieves, each having holes smaller than the last. In this way, the material is separated into a number of size classes called sieve fractions. Each fraction is small enough to pass through the next largest sieve, but too large to pass through the one on which it is finally retained. Sedimentation or settling, a process in which particles of solids suspended in a liquid are separated by allowing them to settle by the force of gravity.
Thickener, a piece of equipment in which sedimentation is carried out as a continuous process. Filtration, A process by which solid particles may be separated from a liquid by forcing the liquid through a woven cloth with openings to permit the particles to pass. Filter cloth, the special finely woven cloth used for filtration.
Filter press. Filter press is a kind of a filtration device, a structure on which metal or plastic plates and frames are suspended and pressed together. Filter cloth is placed between the plates and frames. The materials to be filtered is forced through the cloth under pressure. Much of filtration is done by this device. Holes in the plates and frames act as pipes to distribute the liquid to be filtered into the frame sections, where it passes through the filter's cloth into the perforated plate sections and then out through a discharge opening. There are two kinds of filtration products. First, filtrate. Filtrate is the clear liquid that flows from a filter press after the solids have been removed. Second, filter cake. Filter cake is the solid removed during filtration that trapped in the frames on the surface of the filter cloth. Depending on the process, the desired product may be clear filtrate or the filter cake. The other material is usually waste. However, in a few filtrations, both the filtrate and a filter cake are valuable products.
Continuous filter, machine for carrying out filtration. The most common continuous filter is the rotary drum types, which consists of a revolving drum converted with filtration cord. Continuous filters may be operated for relatively long periods, but eventually the filter cloth becomes clogged by very fine particles, and the filter must be softened until the cloth is cleaned or replaced. Centrifuge, way of separating solid from liquid by centrifugal force. A machine for separating solid from liquid or from separating to liquid of different density which cannot mix, such as oil and water. The separation is accomplished by the use of centrifugal force created by spinning the liquid at the high speed. Cyclone Separator, separator for solid or liquid from gas. For separating solid particles from a gas, air passing through a cyclone is caused the gas to swirl, thereby generating a centrifugal force that causes the particle to move to the wall of the cyclone. Clean gas exits from the center at the top. Gas scrubber, separator from fine particles. Take the separator solid particle from a gas or one gas for another. It uses a spray or liquid, usually water, that traps the particle or dissolves a gas. Drops of water are passed through the gas being scrubbed. They attach to particles and carry them out of the scrubber.
That's all the presentation of Unit 9 about separating without heating that can be delivered by our group. Thanks for your nice attention, and we all hope this material can be useful for the audience.